Hello, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here. Today, we're going to be talking about how to most effectively level up your crystal tech in your first, second, 10th Heroic Anthem or Strife of the 8 Season of Conquest KVK. Now, 916 is going into their first Heroic Anthem, and I can't wait. I'm excited for them to go ahead and experience that. I've been through other KVKs in Heroic Anthem, obviously, in 307. We've had a blast doing those. And I've got some experience leveling up my crystal tech inside of those KVKs that I want to share with you. But I want to break down two things. First off, I wanted to piggyback this video off of my last video, which was really helping you understand what your role is or what it should be based off of your capabilities, whether that's activity, time put into the game, spending, how much money you can put into the game, knowledge, how much knowledge you have of the game, just understanding some of those components that help you understand what role you should be having in this game, depending on which kingdom you're in as well, is a big deal. Link to the video, by the way, is going to be right above me if you want to go check that out. I recommend you do that because that will help you kind of understand what you should be focusing on if you are going into your next KVK and it has crystal technology. Now, again, this is something you need to understand very early on, because if you don't, you're going to waste a lot of crystals and you're not going to have a great value, and you're certainly going to be underpowered versus somebody who understands these concepts, and you're going to really be struggling when it comes to not only being fighting capability, but also earning capability, earning those crystals, which will not only help you raise your technology on the field, but also help you generate coins so you can get those nice, sweet, juicy city skins or those nice little golden accessories that you may want to craft. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to hop over to my alt account that's in 307 right now, where I can show you a little bit more in depth what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. I also have two graphics, which one I'll pop up on the screen during this video, which showcases how to most quickly get to the maximum value when you're talking about doing your researches inside of the research center for all of your crystal tech, so that you can maximize the value of you actually putting your crystals towards technology. So let's go ahead and jump on over there. I'll see you in that account shortly. All right, welcome back. We are now in the alt account in 307. And I want to, before I start getting into this, one very important thing I want you to understand. And this is something that took me 2 KVKs to learn. So the first thing I want to talk about is the actual leveling of your research center. Do not just sit there, and I've done this twice now, before my third time where I was like, okay, this makes sense. Don't just level it up to 25, okay? I've done that so many times. Don't do that. The reason being, the total cost here from level 1 to level 25 it's only 5%. Conversely, if you go inside here and you look at a research, so let's say like level 1 improved bows to level 2, that's 100,000 crystals here to do, and this could even be lower if I had my skillful operation maxed out. This is the first level of skillful operation, but I only have level 6 on the second one, which I do need to upgrade. But the more this is leveled up, the less the crystal cost is for your technology. So when you're talking about leveling up your actual crystal research center, I don't recommend doing it all the way to 25. I recommend having the technology that you're researching dictate how much you need to level it up at any given time. I would say at least get it to level 10 just to kind of get the ball rolling, because that'll give you 1% discount on your research there, and it'll unlock the majority of the beginning things that you need to level. But as you level up more and more technology, it will force you to upgrade your research center. That's when I would actually do the upgrade. Conversely, one of the first things that you should max is the crystal mine. Reason being, this is going to be, especially as a free-to-play and low spending player, this is going to be one of the best ways for you to generate passively crystals for your researches. And if you have this thing maxed out, you're generating a lot of crystals every single hour, 8,000 per hour, plus any technology boosts that you have as you are researching technologies in the research center. So it's only going to get better. Now, that's one of the ways that you can go ahead and generate crystals as a free-to-play to low-spending player. You've got that. You've got killing barbarians. You've got killing barbarian forts. You've got doing Khars. You've also got doing bastion quests. Bastion quests being one of the best ones. But again, you can only do 20 of those a day. So you can only do 20 bastion quests a day. The crystal tech can range, or the crystals you receive from those can range widely depending on which actual bastions you do. And not the bastion itself, but the actual level of the bastion and what your tech is as well. So for instance, when we're looking at cultural exchange, this isn't going to increase the favor. But when we look at treaties, increases the number of crystals earned by completing Bastion Commander quests. And it's a big number, guys. 35% is a big number. Also, you have treaties too, which you want to go ahead and max out. And this goes to 65% whenever you max it out. So you want to max these out very early as a free-to-play, low-spending player, just because this is going to be your main, your only way to generate crystals in your KVK. You want to max those things out very, very quickly. You want to max out treaties quickly. You want to get the first set of attack buffs here for all the different troop types, at least 1 out of 5, so that you can unlock what you need to. But as soon as you get to this stuff and you start to max it out, it's going to tell you you need to max out 5 out of 5 these. So you might as well go ahead and do that at a fairly early clip after getting as much done possible in your treaties, in your culture exchange, because you do want to unlock those support skills very early on as well. And then you also want to get skillful operation, which is another crystal cost reduction on top of everything else that you're doing. This is a lot less expensive than upgrading the resource center itself, or the research center itself, to level 25. So this is a better value by maxing skillful operation than it is doing the actual crystal center itself. Same thing with crystal center. Skillful operation number 2, very good value for maxing this out. This one goes up to level 10, so this is even better, getting better value. So again, that's what I would recommend for free-to-play and low-spending players, and I've got a graphic for that in my Discord. The link is in the description below if you want to go check that out. It'll be in the KVK Heroic Anthem section on my Discord. Focus on barbarian stuff, focus on crystal generation stuff. Again, like plunder, for instance, increases the number of crystals dropped by defeating Khar. It's a big number, guys. Anything of these 35 and 65% numbers here, you want to do it. First aid, healing a little bit of your troops. I do what you need to do to unlock some of the other stuff. Plunder's a big one. You've got to do that if you want to go ahead and get the crystals that you're going to need to unlock into some of this bigger stuff, like special medicines, marching orders, swift marching, expanded formations, getting that 6th march out on the field. Very nice. But again, as free to play, that's where we go back to that roll video. Getting that 6th march on the field might not necessarily be as advantageous, because you really should probably only have 2 or 3 really good marches, right? And your tech isn't going to be as good as, say, somebody who is spending decently or up too heavily, and they're going to absolutely trounce you on the field if you go up against those marches. This is 10% attack going all the way up. I'm sorry, 15% going all the way up on the Quenched Blades 3, and then you add another set here for 10% for Quenched Blades 2, and then for Quenched Blades 1 you get another 5%. So I mean, it stacks up a lot, and that's a lot to go up against as a free-to-play player. You're not going to have that, and then they're also going to have the Heroic Anthem accessories maxed out. They're going to have better gear. They're going to have just more stuff for you, just like they always do. So you want to focus on generating as much crystals as possible so that you can eventually get to, maybe once level 7 passes open up, really start to have some decent technology in the war tech so that you can hold your own on the battlefield at least, but still have marches behind you for filling rallies and filling garrisons. That's going to be your main role, okay? All right, so that's free to play, low spending. Let's jump into kind of the mid to, you're going to spend on crystal tech to get it maxed as quickly as possible. That's kind of the tiers in this setup. So I do want to bring a graphic up really quick before I jump into the crystal tech itself again, to show you what I would really focus on and how I would start, because this one kind of gives you a lot of what that is. This also will be on my Discord, link in the description below. That being said, this is from Kingdom 93. It was done by a person named Aniarchy, I believe is the name of the player. So thank you to that player for creating this graphic. But it kind of runs down what I would be saying. So I wanted to give you something graphically to look at as you're leveling up your tech so you can reference. And I'm sure that's what this player did this graphic for, was to give people like you something to visually look at as you're doing it. So it tells you to rank up to level 1 on a bunch of different things to unlock different setups to get to the war stuff, to get to the battle things, because the people that are spending heavily tend to be the ones that also have the best gear, that are VIP 16, 17, especially 17 for the rally and garrison leaders. Again, reference the roll video that you saw earlier on the little bar at the top. You want to really get your war tech up and running quickly, because you're going to be rallying, you're going to be garrisoning, and you need the best battle buffs imaginable, and likely you're going to be spending at least on a few Conqueror's Will bundles. This graphic here is going to show you what you should do to get to all of that stuff. Okay, so again, as we see some of this development stuff, you'll do the treaties, you'll do the skillful operation for sure, you'll do attack formation, you'll do swift marching for the march speed, definitely need that. 5 out of 5 on the first set of attack buffs, at least 5 out of 5, if not 5 out of 10, or 7 out of 10 preferably on the second tier of quenched blades here, which will give you at level 7 it gives you 4.5%, obviously up to 10% at level 10. That's not too bad. Get that as high as possible, and again, you want marching orders to increase your troop capacity for rallies. Again, if you're a rallier, you need to focus on this. This is something you have to have. The bigger your rallies, the more damage it will do versus your opponent. If you have a smaller rally, no matter what kind of tech you have, you're going to do less damage against those 3 million garrison forts, against those 2.5 million or 2 million garrison flags and things like that. You just need to have as much rally technology as possible to overcome those things. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. Okay. And if you're a garrison player, again, you really need to focus on all the war technologies, all the attack buffs that you can get from this technology tree. But you are going to be the ones. You're the front line, guys. You're the ones that are going to be on the front line, really being online as much as humanly possible, so that your amazing commander pairs are in those flags, are in the rallies, leading them to victory, leading your team to victory. So you want to really focus on that. Obviously, again, skillful operation you should be focusing on to reduce your crystal cost, because again, when you get into the bigger war tech stuff, that's where it starts getting a little expensive, guys. That's when you may want to start looking into getting to that level 25 academy. But until then, I really wouldn't focus on it. I mean, level 3 here for the attack buffs, it gets you to 15%. That's a sizable amount. You can max out at 30%, because level 1 gives you 5% attack buffs, level 2 gives you 10%, that's 15% total, and level 3 gives you 15%, that equals out to 30%. Plus you have the increased troop capacity for the open field. If you're an open field fighter, you want to focus definitely on special medicines for the healing costs. Again, keep in mind, this is only for tier 5 troops. If you're not going to be using tier 5 troops, don't spend into special medicines until something else tells you to, okay? That won't benefit you in any way. If you're out there fighting with T4, special medicines does this amount of help for you, okay? So you don't want to focus on that. Swift marching, obviously, for march speed is always very nice. Marching orders, again, if you're a rallier only until another technology tells you to. If you're a rallier, though, you want to max this out as much as humanly possible, as early as possible. Then you got call to arms, which is going to increase your troop capacity. This is for your open field players. Again, the more troops you have on the field in each army, the better chances you have on fighting a player that's got less troops than you, or equal troops than you, or equal troops to you at this point, having the max troop capacity that you can possibly have. And then again, finally, if you're an open field, heavy fighting open field player, you gotta have expanded formations. The more like really top level, top flight commanders you can have on the field in your grouping as much as possible, the better off you and your allies are going to be. So wanted to tell you about all this stuff, because obviously it's tough to kind of figure out. The game gets you guys. You get to marching orders 2 and you're like, okay, cool, it's right there. I can see that 6th march. I can see it right there. I can almost get it. But then it sends you back to max out it sends you back to max out attack formation right here, which means you need to max out all this stuff. And then you get to level 9 attack formation, and it says you need to get to plunder level 9, plunder 2 level 9. Then you need to get to barbarian reports level 9. You need to get to marching orders level 9, which means you need to get to swift marching level 10, which means all of these need to be level 10. And then you need to, like, it shoots you all the way back to the beginning to max all that stuff out. But don't do that stuff until you are ready, because you want to be ready for level 4 passes. Level 4 passes are a huge deal in Heroic Anthem, so you want to make sure that you are ready. Max out as much war tech as you possibly can if you are a mid to high spender, because you are going to be the front line. You will be the shield. You will be the sword of your kingdom. They will rely on you to be causing havoc, devastation, and destruction on the battlefield. So I hope this has been helpful. I will be obviously showcasing this in 9.16 on my main account during live streams, showing you what I just said that I'll be doing. I will be jack of all trades, guys. I'm going to be a big open field player. I'm going to be a primary rallier. I'm also going to be a primary garrison player. So I've got a lot of work to do. I'm also going to have to probably spend quite a bit on, unfortunately, Conqueror's Will, definitely on Mountain Warfare. That's one of the best value bundles for Heroic Anthem tech in the game. And I'm going to buy all the little ones that you get as you level up your mine and your research center on top of all that. So money will be spent. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful. And I hope you understand a little bit more on how to get your tech the way you should get it as soon as possible, because that level 4 pass opening, guys, happens in like a week. After you drop into your KBK, it's like a week, and then you're into fighting, man. It's quick. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's been helpful. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one, and take care.